In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God, Amen. Hello, everyone. The parenting love and logic way. This is one of the nice tools I came across in parenting, and taking in consideration being a dad for 4 and doing masters in counseling, and it is always a challenge. It is always a challenge with all the struggles we are going through, and all the things that we go through. So today we'll start the parenting love and logic way. And before we start, I just want to tell you that the founder of this program is a Christian based. If we can come closer, maybe on this one table, it will be easier. The founder of this program is a Christian guy. I met him in person, and I asked him while they were doing the training, why? I mean, there is any biblical references for what they're teaching? And they said yes, there's tons of biblical references, but they are marketing themselves to the school system. Here they bring the Bible and the Scripture. They said, you know what, it's not going to work out. So the whole concept of parenting love and logic is inspired in the story of the prodigal son. If you remember the story of the prodigal son, the father, the younger son went to the father and he told him, "Father, give me the portion of goods that falls to me," and he divided to him his livelihood. Think of a parent now. Your kids are telling you, "No, give me my inheritance. Give me the money that you have for me, and I'm not staying." How would you feel about it? First of all, how would you feel?
Where are you going?
Where are you going? This is okay. This is, but this is not the feeling. So, thinking of a prodigal son asking for his livelihood or for the money from the dad, you would be very angry, very upset, very bitter. How dare you are doing this? You are taking my money. You are taking my livelihood. You are asking me to give you your inheritance while I am still alive. This means that I am dead. But the unbelievable part that happened is, if you return back to the Gospel of St. Luke, chapter 15, that the father, and he divided to them his livelihood. He divided the two, the older son and the younger son. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together, journeyed to a far country, and there wasted his possessions with the prodigal living. But when he had spent all, there arose a severe famine in the land, and he began to be in want. The concept of love and logic, because we go in a lot of debates with the kids. For example, from a very younger kid, "Okay, Habibi, Johnny, it is cold outside. Can you take a jacket?" "No, I'm not taking a jacket." "Can you take a jacket?" "No, I'm not taking a jacket." "Can you take a jacket?" "No, I'm not taking a jacket." I'm telling you, you need to take. And then the whole conversation escalated. It's power struggle. And maybe you force the kid, you are full of anger, full of resentment. The kid is full of anger and resentment. And now, okay, he put on the jacket, but did you win his heart? No. Unfortunately not. Because you have been bumping heads. And sometimes the kids are, the majority of the kids now are growing strong-willed. They want their own way or my highway, and you need to really just give in to what they are doing. But the whole point is we are bumping heads with the kids, thinking that, you know what, you do it my way or otherwise, threatening, or you do it, you don't know how many people are. So the first technique is threatening. Are you going to do it? Or second technique is lecturing. Do you not know how many people are homeless who are there in Santa Ana? Just drive nearby Santa Ana and see how many people are. And now I am your dad and I want to give you something and you are not appreciative of what I am giving to you. Lecturing. Do you think the threatening is going to work out? The lecturing is going to work out? All the lecturing that you have heard about, it is proven by fact that it never works. But the point is, the father in the prodigal son, did he lecture? Did he threaten? Did he object? Come on, any one of us will say, no, this is ridiculous. Who would do this with their kids? But God is doing this with us every single day. Every single day. So, the love and logic way, I will tell you the love and logic. So the first time, lecturing, threatening, I told you to do this, escalating the whole scene, and we are ending nowhere. You lose the heart of the kid, and now you are feeling bitter, now you are feeling angry, he is feeling bitter and angry, and we are ending nowhere. The love and logic way, Johnny, please, it is cold, take the jacket. No, I'm not taking the jacket. Okay, you are leaving, don't take the jacket, leave it home. The Egyptian way will take the jacket with you, put it in the car, so as when they are cold, you will save them. The love and logic way, no, it's shady, it is cold, what's going on, why this is happening? I'm so sorry, Habibi, that you are feeling cold. I wish that you got the jacket with you. So are you going to leave me like this? I'm so sorry. It is the natural consequences that is leading them to what? Be more responsible. That you put in them the mindset. Now look, the price tag of mistakes with the kids is going higher and higher and higher the more they grow. And when you are accepting them to do mistakes while they are very young, it's much easier. But the price tag of a DOR is much higher than the price tag of a homework that is missed or a jacket that was not taken. So the more the kids grow, the more the price tag. If you can please sign in and take one book per family. So the concept of love and logic. So the first scenario is a normal scenario. The second scenario is the love and logic way. I'm so sorry you feel cold. What can we do next time? How can we solve it in the future? The Egyptian way is, I told you, how many times I have told you to do this? You never listen, you never respect me, you never honor your mom and your dad is one of the Bible verses that is the first Bible verses with commandment, and you, they are full of resentment, and now I'm guilt tripping them. And what is the feeling from inside the kid? After all this guilt tripping,
will never be able to please us.
I will never be good enough. Unfortunately, God forbid, this was the last message by one of a high schooler in Southern California. He committed suicide from the Asian community. So I'm not saying that the Asian community is better or less, or this is just what happened. the high schooler said, I know that I will never be good enough. And he committed suicide. I know that I will never be good enough. So the love and logic way will not guilt trip the kid for all the mistakes, will let the consequences do. They are cold, so when they felt cold, now it registers in the mind, you know what, I better get the jacket next time. Did you get my point? So the love and logic way is actually what God is doing with us. When David did the mistake, you remember the big mistake done by David? That God told him, you know what, this is a big problem.
When to count the people?
When he started counting the people, because of his pride, that he wants to think, yani, I have done all of this and this is my kingdom, and God told him, this is a problem. God did not guilt trip him, did not rebuke him. He told him he had three choices. Three ways to choose punch. And God gave David even the choice to what to do. So, parenting Love and Logic, I will tell you something. I was playing the CD of Love and Logic in the car. We were having a long drive, and my kids thought that this is the radio. So they told me, Dad, who is on the radio? I told them, don't worry about it, just I'm learning new parenting techniques because I'm struggling with it. So they told me, they silence for a while, and they told me, Dad, we think that this guy is going to ruin our family. So I told them, don't worry about it, I'm just trying it, maybe it will work, maybe it will not work. So the Love and Logic way remove all this bitterness, bumping heads, arguments that we go and fall and trap with the kids big time. One day I was, when the kids were little, one of my kids, they were used to drink milk before going to church. They grew up and they said, you know what, this is not the time, only one per family.
One per family?
Sorry. And they wanted to, one of the kids wanted to drink milk. Habibi, you cannot drink milk. Well, we took, have been trying to educate them for a while, so as to know, you know what, before going to take communion, we should be fasting. Please don't drink milk. No, I want to drink milk. I'm very hungry. I want to drink milk. We went, and I felt that the intensity is going up. Then I told them, you know what? It is your choice. If you drink milk, when you go to the Abuna and you ask for taking communion, you need to just let Abuna know that you are not fasting. And this time, it is your choice, and there will be no communion. He told me, I don't care. It's okay. Fine. Prepared the milk, gave the milk to the kid. Then everything went fine. You are happy? Yes. I took the milk. The time of communion came. And, in order to take communion, you need to be fasting. You cannot take communion. I'm sad, and it registered. And now, no guilt tripping, no anger, no putting him down, or her down, this is, I told you and you never listen. No, all of this is not there. There has been a decision, you make the decision, there is consequences for the decision, and I'm so sorry that you are going through this. Another example of Love and Logic way, a high schooler with an iPhone X coming home with the phone broken. $1,100 or $1,200 are gone. What you are going to do? Yelling, maybe some bad words, maybe some hitting if you lost it, feeling bitter, feeling angry, escalate. You never listen to me. You are never responsible, and you did this, and you did that, and then the escalation and the bitterness is increasing. It is building up. You go to sleep. You feel very bitter. They are very angry and very upset. have done. You go in the morning, you feel bad and guilty about what you did in the evening. Okay, come with me to Apple store and I will get you another phone, but never do this and. The kid is, you are enabling or you are making him feel responsible? Enabling. He feels your love, your care. Is he connected to you? Did you tell him to be responsible? The love and logic way, you broke your phone? The iPhone X, the new one? I'm so sorry. Do you recall you had an agreement? Had a written agreement about the phone? I know what I'm talking about. Do you recall what we agreed on? Yeah, if you break it, you pay for it. How much money you have in your piggy bank? I will give you $50 to help you out, but you stay without phone for until you make up the money. So you get the money out and you'll be able to pay. The key is, did you win the heart of the kid?
Yeah.
Why?
You sympathize.
You sympathize, you felt what he's going through. Did you trip him, put him down? No. Nothing of this is happening. So did he feel responsible? Or did you increase the level of responsibility?
Yeah, it's my
Big time. Is he resentful and full of hatred because of what you have done to him? No. You are just taking everything to the rules that you have agreed on. So this is simply the love and logic parenting way. So in your books you will find, so there is one book for every family, and that's why we were putting a cost for the registration for this reason, for just to pay off the cost of the books. So the first thing to learn.
So now, raise your hands if your kids never beg for things they don't need, never argue with you, never say it's not fair, and that kind of thing. So I'm looking for that hand that I never see. And you notice I didn't put my hand up either. But how would it be if we start this out and I give you a practical, really easy-to-use technique to kind of put a stop to all that begging, arguing, and complaining and so on, and back talk too? Would that be worthwhile, yes or no? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what we need. Okay. Now, do you have any friends or relatives or neighbors who have this fantasy that someday they will be able to reason with their kids so well that those kids will actually say, wow, Mom, Dad, you know, up until now I've disagreed with practically everything you've said, but now that you state your case so eloquently, that makes so much sense. I am so sorry. Like, I'll never argue again. Give me a hug. Life is just going to be a whole lot better around here. Has that ever happened on this planet? Do you think it ever will? But do you know people who have this fantasy that someday it will actually happen? And that maybe the 700th time they repeat something didn't really click in, but that 701st time, yeah. Okay, so what are we going to do at times like that? When the kids are saying, it's not fair, my friends don't have to, I'm the only one, you know. Well, I didn't grow up with this, so I had to learn it the hard way, but I had to learn that when that happens, and there's some back talk going on, I just need to go brain dead. And I found out I have to go brain dead. Why? Because...
You know what is brain dead? You just don't say anything. You don't say anything. You don't do anything. You know why the kids stop arguing?
For more attention.
More attention. When you keep arguing, it's more attention. It is negative attention. It is emotional draining, but it keeps going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth for how long? Forever. And you feel bitter. You feel angry. You feel resentful. And they are fired up because of what you are doing. So the first very simple technique, the love and logic way is not something intellectual that you will learn and you will take a PhD in. It's just very, very simple techniques that you learn. So brain dead is just do nothing. When they start the argument, you just do nothing.
If I don't, I start thinking. And if I start thinking, even if I clamp my jaws together really, really tight, words can actually squirt out between my teeth. And you tell me, what do the kids do with those words? They use them on you, right? Okay. So, have to go brain dead, cut the words down to the absolute bare minimum, and the delivery soft. In fact, is it true that kids will do almost anything to get some emotion out of you? Yes or no? Oh, yeah. So we need to be really, really boring. As boring as we can possibly be when the kids start to argue. So how would that sound when a kid says it's not fair? I know. Can you make it even more boring? Let's hear it. I know. Now what can a kid do? There's only two words there. I know. What can he do with those? Probably get mad. Well, this is stupid. And since we're brain dead, what are we going to say? Let's hear it, everybody. I know. Now, should we have a little sarcasm in there? Or will that'll backfire, right? So let's hear it once more. Boring, drag it out. I know. Well, Mom lets us. I know. I'm the only kid in the whole school. I know. Everybody else has those. I know. They're only... Isn't it funny that kids today see that thing we used to call a dollar sign? You know what they think that is? It's an only sign. It's only $300. It's only but the answer is, I know. Well, didn't ask to be born into this crappy family in the first place. I know. You just had kids so you could make slaves out of them. I know. I'm the only kid in the whole high school doesn't get to go to Cancun for sex, drugs, and booze. It's because you're like last century. I know. And if you're talking to a teenager, you're probably getting a little eye rolling. Like, this is so lame. I know. And by the way, any of you have kids who roll their eyeballs? Yes or no? Yeah? Would you like to... Does that kind of drive you crazy? Yeah. Would you like to drive the kids crazy instead? Okay, experiment with this. We'll just throw this in for no good reason. Next time they roll their eyeballs at you, I want you to look at them kind of surprised like and go, can you see your brains when you do that? See, and then every time they start to roll their eyes, you're going to have to, still looking for your brain? It's bound to be there. Keep looking. You'll find it. You know? But, you're going to hear all kinds of things, but eventually you'll hear, well, this sucks. And the answer still is, I know.
If you go to page 5 in the book.
How long can you keep that up, by the way? Forever, yeah. Now, is the kid going to let you keep that up forever? Or are they going to say something like this? Well, obviously, this adult is too skillful for me. What's the chance on that, huh? Or is it going to be, wait a minute. Manipulation level 1's not working. Now I'm going to have to go to level 2. What does level 2 sound like? You don't love me if you love me, right? Okay. Ever hear that one? And would you like a response for that? I can't tell, yes or no? Oh, okay. How about I know? No, too sarcastic, right? But I'm reminded of this woman who came to the Rocky Mountain Conference one time. She's so excited. She runs up to me and she's going, Jim, you want to see my new tattoo? I don't know. Where is it? She says, on my finger. I looked on her finger. First joint of her first finger. Little smiley face you see in those Walmart ads. She said, what's that doing on your finger? She said, anytime my kid accuses me of not loving him, I just whip it out and look at it. Reminds me to grin. Now, why do you grin when a kid is giving you a hard time? Terrorize them. That's right. I said, oh no, the adult's grinning. This may not be the adult's problem. If it's not the adult's problem, it's bound to become my problem. Yeah. I know some of the most skillful parents and teachers, when kids give them a hard time, they just grin. The person says, don't be laughing at them. Just being friendly. Just being friendly. Yeah. But she had two more words on her finger. On this joint, she had the word nice, N-I-C-E. On this joint, she had the word try, T-R-Y. And she said, when my kid says I don't love him, I just whip it out. Let's hear it, everybody. But let's see that big grin first. The whole finger, yeah, let's see it. Nice try. Could you use that in a lot of situations? Let's try this one. Kid is coming home from school, and you're saying, where is your homework today? They don't give that anymore over at school. New policy. What's the answer? Nice try. How about, let's pretend we're teachers. Any teachers in the group? Great. Okay, good for you. Let's all pretend we're a teacher. And I'm a kid in a class. Well, shouldn't have to memorize all these facts. They're irrelevant because I'm gifted. Nice try. Let's be a teacher again. Where are your homework papers today? My parents wouldn't allow homework last night. They had responsibilities for me. Nice try. How about this one? You can't do nothing to me. I'm in special ed. I'm protected by federal legislation. Nice try. Ever have fantasies about what you'd really like to say to a kid who... Yeah, okay. Aren't fantasies great? Yeah. But here's something you can experiment with. And that's the spirit with which we offer all these love and logic techniques. Not something you have to go home and do, but something for you to decide, would you like to run a little experiment? Because experiments are safe. If they go great, they're a great experiment. If they go south, they were a lousy experiment, and I'm still the wonderful person who was experimenting, right? Okay. Next time you get that you don't love me, we could experiment with, that was a nice try. And then suddenly I remember something. Oh, by the way, did you know that when I was your age, I used to say that very same thing to my parents? And then we had, but it worked for me. All right. Kid gonna get it up or go to level 3? You mean I hate you? I know. Nice try. Now, have you ever known a kid to go to level 4? I don't have to put up with this. I'm going to go live with Dad. I'm going to go live with my friend. I've even heard this one. Rather live on the street than in this prison. Like one for that? How about a loving one? A little slow response there. How about a loving one that'll blow the kid's mind at the same time? Now, are we okay that that's a metaphor? Well, ever since this PC movement, we have to be so careful about our words, right? But it's a metaphor. But we could experiment with, I'll love you wherever you live. Now, would that be a real, true statement? Absolutely. I'll love you. Let's practice that, how we would deliver that. I'll love you wherever you live. Now, have you ever known a kid to go to level 5 manipulation? This is a different kind of a kid. See if you recognize him. I'm sorry. I know I've done wrong. Are you sure? Now, have you learned your lesson? I hope so. Okay. If you've learned your lesson and you promise to be good, we'll give you one more. Yeah, we've heard that one before, right? Now, I'm going to ask you a question that I've asked too, and actually we know this number because we've calculated it at the office. Over 900,000 people in live audiences like this over the years have asked this question, and I want to see how you respond to it compared to all those other 900,000 people. Have we ever heard adults who say, if you've learned your lesson, we'll give you one more chance? Raise your hand if you've ever seen that work out well in the long run. To this day, not one hand. We know that doesn't work. Do we do it anyway? Oh, yeah. We're Americans. Yeah, we find out what does not work and we intensify it. So what would we do instead? See if you could see yourself doing this way. Oh, I'm sure you have learned your lesson. And I'm sure you will be better. And what did I say? I just gave you some of the most powerful words we'll ever use as Americans. And what did I say? Well, maybe more powerful than I know. Because you can use it for everything a kid does. Let's see how it works out. Not fair. And what did I say? This is really stupid. And what did I say? You don't love me. And what did I say? I'm going to do it somewhere else. And what did I say? I'll never do it again. I know. And what did I say? Okay. We got a technique to get started? Something to experiment with? Anybody feel like running out right now and trying it out on your kid? Thank you.
Sorry, the voice was not clear. So the key in this love and logic way, it is simple and it keeps repeating. I want candy. No candy. I want candy. No candy. I want candy. No candy. Escalate. You start yelling. They start screaming. Ending nowhere. What did I say? When you ask a question, the brain is working, and when the brain is very smart to see, you know what, this repetition doesn't make any sense. So why I keep repeating myself? So far, do you have any question? Any question?
So for when they say I want candy, you ask them a question like.
No, I say no in the beginning. I want candy. What did I say? I want candy. What did I say? So now when you are asking the second time, and the response is a question you think, you just said no. You just said no, so the brain will be saying, "Oh, this is lame. I mean, why I should keep repeating the same question when I know the answer?"
I don't think kids like think that logically though, because I've had these shouting matches where the I want candy is repeated on an infinite loop.
Yeah, but what did you respond?
No, nothing.
No, this is the problem. Okay, ask me. I want candy.
I want candy.
I'm so sorry. There is no candy.
I want candy.
What did I say?
I want candy.
What did I say?
I want candy. Go.
Guys, look. What did I say?
No.
It is not that they don't rationalize this, but the brain is smart enough to know, you know what, this is a waste question because I know the answer, and you will find yourself. The whole point is there are many techniques. That's why in page 5, number 1 is go brain dead. the more we fall in the trap of arguing, the more we lose the kid, we lose ourselves, and we are emotionally drained, feeling down, bumping heads, and really, really feeling the heat in the relationship. While this time we have the kids, it is much better to be, or my dream is to have this time as a fun time. We connect with the kids.
So should we have a rule for everything? Like there's a rule for candy? Like if we say if you eat your dinner you can have candy, well we shouldn't have a rule for that.
One of the rules, this is one of my best things. One of the rules in Love and Logic Way is you can do anything unless there is a problem. If there is a problem, I will tell you to fix it. If you didn't fix it, I will fix it my way. Again, you can do anything unless there is a problem. Hitting your sister is a problem. Watching the screen over than an hour a day is a problem. So you can do anything unless there is a problem. If there is a problem, I will tell you. No, I will tell you if there is a problem. Please, why I'm telling him that there is a problem, to fix it. If you fix it, then, well, okay. If you didn't fix it, then I have to fix it my own way. And usually, I don't tell them what I'm going to do. Their mind will be
Because
thinking.
I don't know what to do actually.
Yeah, which is fine. Even sometimes when I don't know what to do, I will just say, you know what? I'm very stressed out. I'm very emotional. I cannot think of something now. Give me time and I will let you know. I will talk with dad or with mom and we'll get back to you. So in page 5, number 1, go brain dead. Don't fall in the arguing trap. Number 2, completely repeat a Love and Logic one-liner. And this is really he mentioned, I know, what did I say? I will love you wherever you live. I argue at 6 a.m. on Saturday. I'm keeping the argument on 6 a.m. on Saturday, which means that we will be sleeping is not going to happen. But it is a big issue. You see this in the candy while you are going outside of Walmart or any of the stores, the candy store. The kids, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. No, you cannot get this. I told you this, and we escalate. You know, you can do anything unless there is. You can do anything unless there is a problem.
So give in to
No, a rule you cannot do. You can do anything unless there is a problem. If there is a problem, you fix it. If you cannot fix it, then I will fix it. One of the stories that the writer said is a lady was learning the Love and Logic way, and she went to the store. The kids were giving her hard time, and everyone pulled some stuff all the way till the time when they wanted to buy. He told them, you know what? The rule there was no rule. Okay, you can do anything unless there is a problem. So, and the cashier, he left. He let the kids go on the cashier on their own, and if you have money, pay for it. They don't have money. They went to the cashier scanned the items, paid $5.60. They looked to each other, they don't have $5.60. They looked to that.
If they have money at this time,
they will get it, no problem.
Okay, he got his point, he eats his candy, he
No.
takes his lunch.
Buying it, no. Buying it is another issue than eating.
No,
if
he
he
eats
wants,
it while he's in the school. He doesn't wait to go home or anything.
no, this is a problem. You can do whatever you want, but when there is a problem, this is a problem, you cannot do this. If you cannot, fix it. And always put the pressure. Sometimes the kids, they want us to fix it is their problem, and the whole point is making their problem is your problem. There is no socks. You never put the socks in their places. No, Habibi, the socks are in their places. It's your problem. What do you need to do? What did I say? Put the problem back to the kids so as they will learn to think of reasons and think of okay, what can I do now? Or how can I deal with this? And the mom who didn't pay the $5.60, they looked to each other puzzled and they didn't have the money, so they went to the cashier, and the cashier said, "You cannot go without paying. You need to have big money." He told them this. So and the mom didn't do anything, didn't pay the money. They don't have the money, so they looked puzzled to each other. They left the things on the cashier, and they left. And while they were in the car, the mom told them, "I'm so sorry about what you have gone through. What a bummer. Next time, bring big money, or listen to what I have told you." But she doesn't go in, "But I told you, you need to take my permission." No lecturing, no threatening, no repeated threats, no arguments. Just the natural consequences of things. I cannot pay for this. If you have money, you can pay for it. It's fine. So go brain that in page 5, number 2. Calmly repeat one of the love and logic one-liners, and it really works. This really works with the kids. This is my experience. I'm not telling you what you are doing or your parenting style is not right or is not wrong. I'm just offering, when you have a handyman has tons of tools, I'm just giving you another tool. This whole program is just giving you another tool. If you feel that this tool will be helpful, then you use it. If you don't feel that it is helpful, then no problem. And you can get your money back free. 100%. This video is the son. So the first man we watched.
Can you imagine being raised by a parenting expert? Didn't pay my father. Yeah, I think that's why I became a psychologist, just to figure out what happened to me when I was a little kid. But fortunately, they weren't always really great at love and logic. When I was really young, they only had 2 skills, one apiece. Yeah, my father's was this: for crying out loud. Any of you raised with "for crying out loud"? Okay. And you still have no idea what it means? Now, my mother's her one skill came over from Eastern Europe, from the Carpathian Mountains of Eastern Europe, centuries earlier. And it sounded something like this: if you keep acting up, gypsies come. Now, I'm curious, has anybody who's been raised by the gypsy thread?
Sorry, I cannot raise the voice more than this.
Well, would you like to start having more fun raising your kids? Yeah. Is that legal? Absolutely. Is that good for them? Yeah. It's great for kids to see their parents loving raising them. Isn't that important? Yeah. Because that's the ultimate message of, I love you. I adore you so much that I'm just having a blast raising you. And would you also like to know that by using just some simple practical things, you could up the odds that they'd make good decisions about big and important things like drinking and driving and dating and drugs and their educations and the type of nursing home that they put you in someday. Are those important decisions? Yeah. And that's what love and logic is all about. It's about simple stuff that ups the odds that kids will make good decisions when you're not always watching them. Yeah, when you're not hiding in the trunk when they're driving around the car and they're 16 years of age. Yeah.
And, I got to use some of this love and logic stuff not too long ago. See, I have kids. Yeah, I have 3 boys. I have a 27-year-old boy, I have a 19-year-old boy, and I have a 5-year-old boy. I'm not sure how all that happened, but yeah. But it wasn't too long ago, and it was a day just like any other day, and I'm going out to our garage to get some things out of the trunk of the car, and I'm bending over, and I'm messing around in there, and I look over at the wall, and something caught my eye. I looked over there, and I thought it looked strange, and sure enough, there was a hole in the drywall. And I thought, man, those termites are getting out of control. And I walked over there and looked at it, and sure enough, the drywall was all pushed in, and I got a little bit closer, and I saw this little sneaker print. And at that precise moment, I'm realizing our 4-year-old has kicked a hole in the drywall in the garage. Now, I'm having to say to myself, you know what? You're one of those love and logic guys, yeah? And the neighbors might be hearing it, and that means you're not supposed to have a major adult temper tantrum. Are you guessing that I wanted to have an adult temper tantrum? Do any of you ever want to have adult temper tantrums? Do any of you ever, like me, kind of give in to that urge and go ahead and have an adult temper tantrum, right? And I'm thinking, I'm not supposed to yell and I'm not supposed to scream, and because this first rule of love and logic says that you're supposed to set and enforce limits without anger, lectures, threats, or repeated warnings. Oh, that sounds so good on paper, doesn't it? Because I'm thinking, oh, great, how do you do that? I mean, let's get realistic. How do you do that when you have to go buy a whole big sheet of drywall, and you have to cut it out, and you have to screw it on the wall so it fits right in the hole, and you have to putty it all up and wait for that to dry, and then you've got to sand it all down, and then you've got to paint it, and then and by the way, I grew up in a home where we did everything ourselves. We never called a professional to come and do anything. We did everything ourselves. And so that's kind of the way I still live my life. I mean, I just pretty much anything breaks, I figure out how to make it work. And so I'm thinking about all the expense and all the time. And so what do? I storm into the house, and there's my sweet wife, Monica. And she looks at me and she says, "What's wrong?" And I said, "You wouldn't believe what he did. He kicked a hole in the drywall out of the garage, and now, I have to buy a whole sheet of drywall. I have to buy all the spackling compound, and I have to buy the paint, and I have to do all this stuff." And she looked at me and she said, "You did it." I said, "No, I didn't." She said, You kicked the hole in the wall." And I said, "I did not." And she said, "Well, the reason I'm confused, honey, is that if Cody was the one who kicked the hole in the wall, why are you the one who has to pay for all the stuff?" And it hit me right over the head, the second rule of it.
Put the problem on the kids, not you. And it is a key, because the problems that the kids are doing, you feel that this is, I will tell you, a lot of confessions today. One of the kids forgot their laptop in the school. And there was homework, and they went to the school office, and they called me. And in that time, I was in the beginning of the liturgy. I was grateful. Abuna Gregory was there as well. So they called me and they said, "The school is calling, what is going on?" Then I stepped out. I thought that a disaster is happening. Daddy, on the phone back, crying out, "Daddy, I forgot my laptop and all the homework and. Okay, don't worry about it. I will get it for you. I took off my tonia. I excused myself from the liturgy. I went all the way to home. I got the laptop. I went to the school. And was this the right decision? Will that kid remember not to forget their laptop next time? Did I bail them out the wrong way? Big time. All of this was I never even paid attention to all of this till the parent-teacher meeting. And the parent-teacher meeting put us down, me and Noel, and she told us, you know what, I just want to let you know something. The day that you went all the way and brought the laptop back to your kids in the school, you missed a golden opportunity of teaching them a lesson with a very, very small price tag. With a very small price tag. When we bail the kids out, then okay, you know, then I will keep manipulating you. I will keep playing games. I will do whatever I want to do, and I know that you in the end you will come and save me. And some of us, and maybe I felt very heroic now. I went outside of the liturgy and I saved my son or my daughter from getting punished in the school, and I did that. But the whole point, I enabled a negative decision or a negative action that they did, and I missed on the opportunity of them learning a little bit more responsibility. So putting the problem back to the kids is a key.
Logic. When a kid causes a problem, you hand that problem back in a loving way. And do you ever find yourself doing that, though? You know, a kid creates a problem, and then you fall into the trap of thinking you have to own the whole thing. Yeah. Isn't it a glorious thing to realize that you can hand that problem back in a loving way, and the child can learn? Yeah. So I went to him, and here he is. I look at him, and he's 3 going on 4, and I looked at him, and I said, wow, yeah, you know, I noticed the hole in the wall. What was his response? None. No response. Yeah. Wow. What are you going to do about that? How are you going to get that fixed? What kind of response? Just like that, yeah. I said, well, in our family, when a kid creates a problem, a kid has to, fix the problem or solve the problem. What kind of response? Nothing. He's just looking at me glassy-eyed, you know. And so I said to him, I said, would you like to hear some ideas, you know, about how you can do that? He looked at me, he said, yeah. And I said, well, some kids decide to call up a contractor. You know, that's the name of the kind of person who fixes stuff like that. And they figure out how they're going to pay the contractor, you know, by selling some of their toys or maybe all their toys, or I don't know. Now he's starting to cry a little bit, right? Well, other kids decide that they're going to ask their dad if their dad can help them fix it, and they'll go down to the hardware store or the Home Depot and see if they can buy all the stuff, and they can pay for it by, you know, selling some of their toys and stuff like that, and doing extra chores. And now he's starting to dry up a little bit, you know. And
he's speaking about there is a system that he is returning back to tools. If many families I asked, do you give allowance to the kids? No, we don't give allowance to the kids. So does the kids save any money? No, they don't save any money. So how the kids get any stuff? Okay, we pay for them 100%. If they need anything, we pay for them. Okay, do you think that when the kids ask for anything and you get them the stuff free, that this is teaching them their responsibility? So he's speaking about there should be a system that will help you to put that. I mean, if they don't have money, they don't have allowance, they don't do chores in the home, you don't get paid for anything, then how they are going to pay you? So even the option of them repaying back is not there.
Smiles and he says, "I'll take
This was
it."
4 years old.
Yeah, he
I didn't hear this one.
He's starting to dry up a little bit, you know, and he smiles and he says, "I'll tape it."
I will tape it.
Yeah, his idea is he's going to use Scotch tape to fix this. Now, isn't it tempting to look at the kid and say, "That's never going to work. That was the worst idea I've heard of." But is he going to learn that more effectively if I tell him it's not going to work, or if he actually tries it and finds out that it isn't going to work? So here he is, sitting on the floor in the garage with a roll of Scotch tape. And his little fingers are working the whole thing, you know, and it's just all getting crumpled up on falling on the ground. And now he's trying to get it to stick on the drywall, and the drywall's just pushing in. And pretty soon he's getting so frustrated. And dumb garage. And I looked at him and I said, oh, that is so sad. Yeah, isn't it tempting to say, I told you that wasn't going to work? That's not the love and logic way. See, the love and logic way is we know that kids learn from experience, but they learn most effectively when we can provide empathy and love when they're experiencing the logical and natural consequences of their poor decisions. Well, it didn't work very well. And the next day we head off to the Home Depot. Oh, yeah. And we're going through the parking lot, and I'm holding his hand, his left hand. In his right hand, he has a Ziploc bag. What's in the Ziploc bag? His entire life savings. Yeah.
So he is taking allowance. He's having savings. He has the concept of, this is my money, this is your money, this is how I deal with the money, this is something that I ruined and I have to pay for it.
So we get the cart and we go into the Home Depot and we get some drywall and we stick it on there. And then we get some spackling compound, we stick it on there. And we get sandpaper and we stick it on there. And I realized something. I learned something. Right then and there I realized that it's a lot more fun to shop for stuff when somebody else is paying. And so we head over to the checkout lane and we find the perfect clerk. Nice woman, and he takes his Ziploc bag and he opens it up and he dumps it all out on the counter. She must have had kids. She was figuring it out really quick, yeah. And we're helping him count it all out, and he started crying. It broke my heart. I mean, the tears were actually dropping off of his cheek and onto the ground. And you know what I wanted to say to him? I wanted to look into his eyes and say, sweetie, you know this love and logic stuff that I'm using on you right now? It was Grandpa's idea. You keep your money. Put it back in your pocket. I'll pay for it. And when we get home, we'll call Grandpa and you can tell him, Grandpa, you're mean. You ever been there where you just, see, holding him accountable isn't always an easy thing, is it? But I knew that he had to learn from this, and so we let the tears fall on the ground and the money go away, and it pretty much wiped him out. And we got back in the car, and we drove home, and the next day we started working on it, and I started getting pretty worried, though, because I kept looking over at him as we were working together, and he was smiling. He was having a good time. I'm thinking, wait a second, this could backfire on me. And well, it took quite a while for us to, get it all done, because there were times where we all had to dry and we had to wait. But we eventually got it all fixed up, and it looked okay. Yeah, it looked okay. And he really seemed to have a good time doing it, and that worried me. Yeah. It was about 2 months later, he brings it up. Yeah, he's in the back seat of the car. We're driving around. He says, Daddy, remember when I kicked the hole in the garage? I said, yeah. And I tilted the mirror down so I could see him. And I said, yeah. And he said, remember? And then we fixed it together? And I said, yeah. And he was smiling back there. And then he said, that was fun. I thought, oh, this is not good. And so I had to ask him. I asked him, I said, Cody, do you think you're going to do that again? And he got the most serious looking face. His little lip stuck out on the bottom a little bit. And he says, no, costs too much money. And I thought, yes, we're figuring that out. Right? And see, one of the benefits of love and logic is that we get to discipline our kids without losing their love. We get to discipline our kids in a way where, sure, they might be mad about it in the short term, but in the long term, we have a stronger relationship with them. And that's really what this is all about. Raising kids in a way where they can make great decisions, but when you're old and gray, you still have a great relationship with them. And even though my father is not old and gray yet, I still have a really great relationship with him, and that's why I'm here today. But as you learn more about love and logic, you're going to see that it's not just about one type of situation or one type of problem or one type of age level. It's not just about 4-year-olds who kick holes in drywall. Over the last 30 years, we've seen so many people from all around the world, different cultures, different religions, different life circumstances, coming to us and talking about how they've used it in creative ways. Yeah, we've had people come up to us and say, hey, I'm using it on my husband. Yeah, because he acts like a child most of the time, I felt a little guilty about that one, but then I had a lady come up to me the other day and she said, I'm a single parent, and boy, it's tough, but I'm using this, and man, is it helping. Or I'm a step parent, and dealing with the kids trying to accept me into the family, and I'm learning that I can set limits in ways where they don't see me as evil. This stuff can work for me. And I had a lady come up to me and say, hey, I work at a maximum security prison, and I use it on the inmates. Yeah, and I have fewer flare-ups with them, or I'm using it on my elderly parents. Yeah, let that be a warning to Jim Fay. Yeah. Or we've adopted kids, or we have special needs children, and we're using it, and we're experimenting. And let's make sure we understand that word, experiment, experiment, experiment. We learn the same way that kids learn. We experiment, and sometimes things go well. We learn from that. Some things don't go so well. We tweak it a little bit. That's really the love and logic way. But when it comes down to it, love and logic it boils down to basic relationship skills. That's what love and logic is about. Basic relationship skills. And we've noticed that the people who are the most successful learning about these skills, they take it slow. And they experiment with just one thing at a time. And they listen to these stories that we're telling, and they allow themselves to giggle, and they allow themselves to relax, and they allow themselves to have fun with their kids. And are you ready to have a whole lot more fun with your kids? What are your thoughts? Yeah, thank you.
I tried before to let him pay for his toys, his broken ones, to buy new ones, but it didn't work.
Why?
You pay and break it again, and you pay and break it again.
So what? No problem. But at least he's getting the point.
No,
the kids breaking toys. This is part of kids' life.
Yeah.
Forgetting the jacket in the school. He do this often, all the time. Forget his jacket all the time. So one time we let him pay for the jacket, and I brought him another one. Now he feel like anything he can do, he can pay for it. It doesn't matter.
He think about the easy way to solve it.
No, but
okay,
how he's getting the money?
From us?
No, I mean, how he's getting the money? How he's getting that? I'm really asking seriously.
Yeah.
But there is something that he does. He gets the money for. He's saving money. He is doing chores and he's getting paid for the chore. The whole point is, it is not that I come
to get the money.
Is he working hard to get the money?
and this is
something special, or he do anything good at school.
He got some improvements at school.
Good mark on his exams, stuff like that.
Yeah, one of the key things in the money is linking the money to chores. So you do a chore, you get paid for it, because this is how life.
3 points. He don't have that much money, but
It's like maybe like $5 or
but he still think, okay, I will save and I can pay for it. It's fine. He never regret.
No, but the whole point is the jacket is not the jacket at least $20. If he's having only $5, this means that you paid $15 to help him out with the jacket. If you understand my point, in real life, okay, how much? See, look to two high schoolers, both, okay, a real life story. Two high schoolers, the first one is driving a Mercedes XL 2020 latest. And the other one is Honda Civic. Brand new, two cars. This one is paid in full by his dad, one check, done. The other one is, he put the down payment, he's paying for the gas, and his dad is helping him out, paying the insurance for the first 6 months till he finds a casual job and he can pay his insurance. Who's taking care of the car? Who's feeling more, this is my car? Who is, when the car is scratched, they feel not, how I'm going to fix this? So the concept of building up the sense of, and how old is the kid?
6 years old.
The concept of building up the responsibility, and there are things that you will break and we cannot get it back. Or, you know, oh, this is a problem, and unfortunately, if you keep breaking them, they're not going to bring them. And so, look, with kids, there is no cookie cutter answer. There is no one answer that can fix it all. Many times, I'm clueless, and I have seen a lot, I have studied a lot, and I have 4 kids. I'm clueless. I don't know what to do. Then I calm down. I say, you know what, maybe I'm stressed out now. I have no clue what I'm going to do, but you better worry about the consequence. You better worry about the consequence. The mind is working, okay, what will be the consequence? What will be the consequence? What will be the I didn't threaten, but just keep it, because this is, you better worry about, I got by the way, if you touch now the phone, I was driving on the 15 freeway, and the highway patrol was beside me. I was putting on the headphones. The phone is on the holder on the windshield, and I'm not using the phone. I was just touching the phone. I don't know, I was adjusting something. He pulled me over, and he gave me a ticket because touching the phone. And I kept telling him, how much is this ticket? How much is the ticket? And he told me, I don't know, this is the code, and you just look it up. And your mind will be thinking, oh, how much I'm going to pay for this? So this is real life. Simply, this is what? I don't know how much it is. By the way, till now I don't know how much it is. So my point in page 5 in the booklet, the first thing is, go, Brenda. Remember that arguing with parents is a good way to get their attention in a negative way. This is in page 5. And also in page 5, if I am persistent enough with me arguing, my parents will eventually give in. All I have to do is keep it up. Keep arguing, because till you are done, you are fed up with the arguing, and you say, you know what, I cannot take it anymore. And you fall in the trap of giving in or doing whatever the kids are arguing for. So, for the time being, do you have any questions, objections, suggestions? Do you feel that this is helpful?
Actually, it's great. It's very helpful. But the question here, like you mentioned, like the lecturing is not good. I completely understand. But what about coaching? Because sometimes also you have to coach them. You have to give them the, yeah.
Can you give me an example of coaching?
I mean, like, okay, if you like the.
And that fixing the drywall, you count this as coaching?
No, this is very clear. But like, no, this is another. But in parenthood, like usually, okay, like kids want to do something, and it's truly like it's not good for them, or it's okay, and whatever. Like you know that the consequence will not good, especially with something with the future, or something with study or application, whatever. Not everything they cannot leave it for the consequence, because it can hurt. You
Yeah, and in the older age, sometimes it's very risky. That's why I am saying it is amazing when the kids are younger that the price tag, الثمن اللي بيدفعوه for their mistakes is very little. It's doable. Another technique, by the way, is that, I'm not saying that I am the expert, and I'm not saying that I have done it all. No, I'm just trying. I'm learning. I'm asking, and many times I'm stuck, and I'm calling one of my personal mentors in life, and I say, you know what, I'm stuck. What should I do? So I remember a girl heavily involved with a boy, and we know that the boy is pushing in inappropriate ways, and she's entangled with him. She loves him so much. She's attached to him. I mean, she cannot see the consequence, and we are stuck. So I told her, think that you are writing your life book. She told me, okay. So chapter 1 is, you are in high school, you are having fun, you just met this guy, you are having a crush on him, and everything looks great. What you will write in chapter 2? She told me, what do you mean? I told her, I mean, just think that your life is chapters. So chapter 2, what you are going to write in? I don't know. No, just I kept pressuring a little bit. We reach chapter 4. After chapter 1, chapter 2, we'll go to cinema together and we'll have a nice dinner. And chapter 3, he's going to hug me. Chapter 4, when we reach chapter 4, she said, oh. No, I don't want to go in there. So I pushed her. Maybe this is coaching. I pushed her to really think of what is the next step in a loving way, not forceful way, but to really reach the time that she can visualize. Okay, you know what? Where is this heading? What is going to happen? And now she realized that, you know what? No, I shouldn't move in this direction, because in chapter 4 it doesn't look good at all. So, there is nothing that will fix all the challenges, but in many times, one day I was waking up Mark to come to the liturgy, and it was very early, and he told me, no, it's very cold, and I don't want to go. And I told him, it will be a deacon. No, I don't care to be a deacon. I don't want. I'm tired. I want to sleep. Then this had nothing to do with love and logic, but I'm just telling you something. When you run out of options, then you know what? I said, you know, I'm going to wake him up that early in the morning. We are going to have a fight, and I told him, you know what? I'm leaving in 2-3 minutes. It's okay if you don't want to come with me and to dress as a deacon, it's fine. When I was going up outside of the room, I lifted up my heart and I told God, you know what? I cannot force him to love you and to love the church. I can't. Simply, I can't. The kids, you cannot just pull people to go to church and love them. You can't pull them and push them to do whatever they want to do. But then I left it in the hands of God. I went all the way to the car. I'm moving, and I heard, Daddy, wait, I'm ready. And he came, he joined, and the whole point is, here it was neither love and logic, neither coaching, or it was just, you go to God and you tell him, I'm helpless, and there is nothing I can do, and God intervenes. When kids are younger, speak with them about God. When they grow older, speak with God about them. Again, when kids are younger, you speak with them about God as much as you can. Any chance you have, putting a nice Bible story in the car, speaking about biblical concept. Recently, I was looking up some of the talks about on YouTube, and I found a nice talk about integrity. So the more you put in, you don't lecture them, but you put them in the environment. You keep downloading things, positive things, spiritual things, holy things, pure. So when they grow up, you will not be able to speak with them about God, but you will be speaking with God about them, telling God, you know what, you work in their hearts, you intervene, because I can't do it on my own. So I think for the sake of the time, we will stop here. You have your books, every family one book. There is a reading 1.1 and there is reading 1.2. So reading 1.2 in page 8. It's very, 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 very important. It speaks about the importance of the relationship with the kids. And I can't emphasize this, but it's all about the relationship in the end. Because sometimes it is... Okay, I will end with this story. I was visiting one of the... visiting a guy, a Coptic guy in his business. I didn't know that he's a Coptic guy. And he told me, Abuna, thank God that you came. You are sent from God. I can't thank God enough that you just came, because I was just fighting with my 18-year-old boy. So I told him what's going on. He told me, you know this business, I have been spending this amount of money on him. I paid all his college, I paid all his car, I got him a very fancy car, it's all paid off. I did this and I did that and I did that. And now I'm stuck in my work and I'm asking him to help me part-time in the summer. And I told him I will pay you the salary plus I will pay you your allowance. And he is giving me the meanest responses. I can't believe this is happening.
You get the money anyway, why you don't have to work?
So I told him, I'm so sorry about that. And he told me, okay, he is there. Please talk to him. I was going for a few minutes. I was going, the mindset, I'm going to get something and leave. Anyway. So I met the boy. And he told me, yes, Abuna, and I told him Dad has done this and done that, and he told me the situation. I'm just curious what you have in mind. He told me I can't ignore that Dad paid me this and paid this time and got me this car, but for 18 years I wanted him, and he's giving me stuff. Now he wants me. And I'm not there for him. For 18 years, I wanted him, and he gave me stuff. He's not ignoring. He's not he's not claiming that he never did anything for him. But I wanted him, and him was not there. So now he wants me, and I will not be there for him. Very powerful statement. Very powerful statement, and I couldn't even argue with him. And he didn't work for his dad. But the whole point is the reasoning behind it was very profound in his mind. You know, I have been looking for you to be there for me, but you were never there.
You are so guilty to stay with your time.
I knew that it is very complicated afterwards. I mean, but the whole point, sometimes we don't think that the kids will really, or we don't think the implication of, you know what, we are working more hours and we are more busy, but what we are going to do to the kids, I'll give them more iPad, iPhone جديد, babysitter with electronic babysitter, put them in whatever, and we are thinking that they are not noticing and they think that we love them, but it's a very, very profound statement from this young man, and it was true. And I couldn't even dare to tell the dad what his son said. I mean, I said, you know what? It's tough. It's tough because you know the only way of do you have a solution for this situation? Definitely, maybe therapy, but other than therapy.
I think you should talk with that, of course. What can you do after 18 years? It doesn't matter, but at least he
the dad was not in the mental state of listening to, he was fuming, he was very angry, so there was no reason.
Maybe it's
not the right time.
Yeah.
Not the right time, but
he should know the answer.
but yeah, my point, yes. I'm telling you all this story because of the relationship. The 1.2 in the page 8, it is the relationship. It makes a difference. It is not the things that you give to your kids. It is not the support. It is not the encouragement. It is the relation. It is really the relationship that you build. And this relationship is priceless. And simply we cannot